Hi, my name is Emily Pickering, and today I'll be sharing with you my research proposal entitled Breaking Down Barriers to Makerspace Integration. Makerspaces are redefining education by bringing hands-on creativity to learning environments. Before we delve any further into this research proposal, let's define what makerspaces are. Makerspaces are active communities of practice allowing for collaborative and innovative projects. This benefits even our youngest of learners. Some of those benefits are making curriculum more relevant, making learning meaningful, and it fosters in even the youngest of learners, critical thinking. So the driving question for this research proposal is, how can first through fourth grade teachers be motivated to integrate makerspaces into their classrooms? You might be asking yourself, so why are we concerned with teachers' adoption of makerspaces into their first through fourth grade classrooms? Let's take a look at what research currently shows. Currently, research shows that makerspaces are often pushed aside to the library and seen as something that the school librarian can do to enhance curriculum, but they're not seen as part of the core curriculum. Teachers also face challenges adopting makerspaces because rather than being the traditional deliverer of direct instruction, they switch roles into being more of a facilitator of student-driven learning. So some of the key barriers then become teachers' lack of confidence in using the tools, whether they be digital or tangible, that students need in order to have this student-driven learning environment. And also, teachers do hesitate to adopt that facilitator role due to lack of confidence and due to some insecurities involved with not always having the answers that students may, to the questions that students may ask in this student-driven learning environment. The theoretical framework for this proposed study is the technology acceptance model. You begin by identifying some external variables, in this case makerspaces, the integration of makerspaces into the first through fourth grade classroom. Then assessments are taken of teachers' perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use of makerspace and makerspace technologies. And then once the data has been gathered, that can be analyzed to help determine teachers' attitudes and likelihood of adopting said technology, makerspaces in this case. So let's take a look at the methodology and the study design for this research proposal. This research takes a sequential explanatory mixed methods approach, meaning that there is a quantitative phase followed by a qualitative phase which seeks to explain the results from the initial phase. The quantitative phase of this study is comprised of pre-training and post-training surveys based on the technology acceptance model, where teacher participants will use a Likert-style scale to respond to a series of questions about their perceived ease of use and their attitudes toward makerspace use in the classroom. Following the second survey from the quantitative phase, we will have interviews conducted that will explain with further detail teacher attitudes or their perceived barriers toward makerspace integration in the classroom. There will be 50 total participants in this study, which will be teachers from first through fourth grades in private schools in Lexington, South Carolina. These teachers will be randomly assigned into two groups: the experimental group, which will receive hands-on makerspace training, and the control group, which will receive more lecture-based makerspace training. Once the pre-training and post-training surveys have been given and that data has been collected, chi-square testing will be used for analysis. Since these perceptions are captured through ordinal survey responses from multiple categories, chi-square testing is ideal for analyzing the relationships between the categorical variables. Interviews to explain perceived motivations and barriers will be conducted post-survey. The findings and implications are hypothetical at this point because this is still just a research proposal, but the anticipated outcomes are that hands-on maker training will increase teachers' confidence and their motivation to adopt makerspaces into the classroom, as they will be and feel more prepared to do so. We also anticipate that we will identify barriers to makerspace adoption in the classroom, and it's anticipated that time constraints and lack of resources will be among these. Some of the anticipated practical implications would be that teachers will be encouraged to embrace a maker mindset that they're also trying to instill in their students in order to empower them as learners. We also anticipate that makerspaces will become more integral in the general ed classroom, not just in libraries. We also think that from this study, professional development can be designed for future trainings that will align with technology acceptance model principles and that will prepare teachers to adopt makerspaces into their classroom on a more consistent basis. To recap what has been stated so far, it is important that teachers integrate makerspaces into their classrooms in order to support critical thinking and meaningful learning experiences for students. We also think that through this research study, hands-on training can be developed in a way that will build confidence and empower teachers to integrate makerspaces into their classrooms. And we believe that teachers will be able to therefore establish more innovative and engaging learning environments in the future. If you have any questions regarding this research proposal, please scan the QR code that you see on this slide to be taken to the research proposal in its entirety. Also, do not hesitate to reach out to me, the author, by using the email address you see on the screen with any questions you may have. Thank you for your time.